So akarma clearly defines that the actions which are spiritual, which are directly reviving our eternal relationship with the God. So that is spiritual activity. So now this spiritual activity is nothing but bhakti or devotion to God. So this devotion burns all our previous karmic reactions, and that's why this devotion to God itself removes all our bondage of the karma and takes back us to God Krishna. So that's why it breaks our karma bandana. So this is mentioned in even Brahma Samhita that Yastvendra Gopam Tavendra Mahosva Karma Bandhanurupa Palabhajanamathanoti Karmani Nirdahati Kintu Jabhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So in this verse, Brahmaji is telling that Yastvendra Gopam Tavendram Ahosva Karma means Indra Gopam. Yastu Indra Gopam. Ya tu Indra Gopam. Indra Gopa is a small insect that is called glowworm in English. That glows in the night. So Yastu Indra Gopam Atavendram Ahosva Karma means from the insect which is a glowworm till the devata like Indra. Yastvendra Gopam Atavendra. Ata means till Indra. Ahosva Karma. Everybody is experiencing their own karma, their own previous karma. Like some soul is present in the body of the glowworm because of its previous karma, and some soul is present in the body of a devata as Indra because of its previous karma. So Yastvendra Gopam Atavendrama Ahosva Karma Bandana Rupa Phala Bhajana Matanoti, and they are bound by the karmic reactions. Banda means bandana, means the bondage. Bandana Rupa Phala Bhajana. Phala means the fruit, that is nothing but the reaction. Phala Bhajana Matanoti. They are reaping the karmic reactions of the previous lives. But Karmani Nirdahati Kintu cha Bhakti Bhajam. Karmani means all this karma, that is actions. Karmani Nirdahati. Nirdahati means to burn. It will be burnt. Karma Nirdahati Kintu, but cha Bhakti Bhajam. Bhakti means with devotion. Bhajam means bhajan. If you are worshipping Govinda, if you are worshipping Krishna with full of devotion, that will burn away all the karmic reactions. Karmani Nirdahati Kintu cha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Brahmaji is saying Govindam means the God Krishna, Govinda, Adi Purusham, who is the primeval Lord. Tamaham Bhajami, I worship him, I offer my humble obeisances to him. So here Brahmaji is mentioning, may it be glowworm or may it be Lord Indra who is present in the Svargaloka, Devata, everybody is experiencing their own karmic reactions, and only by unalloyed devotion to Lord Govinda, Krishna, they can burn away all their karmic reactions. So that's why this is called akarma. The devotion to God is called akarma. But now question may arise that it is not that we can all the time perform just akarma. We have to also exhibit our duties. We have to also perform our duties on the bodily level. We also have to act on the bodily level. That is, like we may have to earn something or taking care of our dependents. So all these things. So then how to perform all these bodily duties? So that's what Krishna mentions in Bhagavadgita in chapter 3, that any action you are performing, you perform in the intention of serving God. So that will actually relieve you from any kind of bondage. Because Krishna mentions here, Yajnartat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandana tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. So Krishna is telling that yajna artat karmano anyatra. Yajna refers to Lord Vishnu. So in general understanding, yajna means the sacrifice. The yajna kund is there and we put ahutis, we tell swaha. So this is what the general conception of yajna. But the yajna is nothing but a symbol of Lord Vishnu, because Vishnu is called Yajnesha. Yajnesha means he is the Lord of the sacrifice. All the yajnas are meant for his pleasure. So yajnartat karmana means the activities which are not meant for pleasing the Vishnu. Yajnartat karmano anyatra. Anyatra means any other action, any other purpose. If you have any other purpose than pleasing Lord Vishnu, any activities, lokoyam karma bandana. So that actually creates the bondage. Karma bandana. Loko, I am, in this world that creates a bandana. Tadartam karma kaunteya. That's why you have to perform actions for that purpose. Tadartam. Tadartam karma kaunteya. Mukta sangha samachara. What is that purpose? The purpose is to please Lord Vishnu. Mukta sangha samachara. And be detached and don't be attached. Mukta sangha samachara. Samachara means to act equally with an equal mind. Krishna mentions this verse to Arjun because Arjun was mentioning the reason for not fighting the war in the first chapter, that the war at the end is not going to give happiness to him. So that's why Krishna is mentioning here that in this world everybody has a tendency to perform work for his own benefit. That is, at every point we ask the question, what is in it for me? What reward is there for me? What credit is there for me? How does this work going to benefit me? So that's why Krishna is telling here, so till the time the soul is misidentifying with the body and is trying to have the conception that the temporary things, the temporary achievements or accomplishments in this world is its real accomplishments. So till then it has to work and get actions and reactions. That is, it has to undergo the karmic reactions, bondage of karma. So that's why Krishna is saying, if you want to come out of the karma bandhana, you have to work for God. That is, you have to offer everything for Lord Vishnu. Yajnartat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Any activity is performed not for the pleasure of Vishnu, that is going to create bondage. So that's why whatever we are doing in our daily life, we have to just offer to God. Suppose if somebody is cooking something, some food dish, so he has to offer to God. He should have a consciousness that I am preparing this food for Lord Krishna. So that is an offering for Krishna. So then that will not have any reactions, because Krishna mentions in the further verses in 3rd chapter that anything which you are cooking, if you are cooking for your own pleasure, that is going to give sin. How? So one may question, how is this Krishna is telling so beautifully? No, because everything in this world is from Krishna only. The grains are growing because of the rains, and the rains are nothing but the mercy of his energy. Because Indra is obeying Krishna's order and is showering rains. Because of the rains, grains are growing, and because grains are growing and all the vegetables are growing nicely in this nature, we are able to consume it. But if you are consuming it without any grateful heart and without offering to Lord Krishna, who is our eternal Father, then it is just like a mentality of a thief. That's what Krishna tells. Stena eva saha. Stena means the thief. In one of the words, he speaks like this. So that's why when we offer it to Krishna and take it, so then there is no reaction. Then that is called prasada. there is mercy. For example, in the ancient times, the kings were called as Rajarishis. So Rajarishis means they were king with the saintly qualities. Rishi, Raja plus Rishi. So though they were administrating the whole kingdom, they were always doing actions for the benefit of all the citizens, the subordinates. But they were never attached to the kingly position or any kingly facilities. Their royal assembly and their wealth. So they were always very eager to make their spiritual advancement. So their consciousness was always hooked to God. And they were doing everything for the pleasure of God. So that's how they never got any reactions. Instead, they were always marching ahead in the spiritual consciousness. Best example is Bhishma Dev. When Bhishma took this vow of not getting married, to remain celibate, he could have moved out of the palace, but still he stayed in the palace and he was present all the time as a supporting pillar. So this is a quality of not getting attached for any of the facilities, but doing the duty for the sake of spiritual advancement. So that's why at the end of his life, when he was taking the last breaths, Supreme Lord Krishna himself was present. So the day is still celebrated every year. We call it as Bhishmashtami. So the day when Uttarayana began and Bhishma left his body, he was lying on the bed of arrows, and Krishna came and gave him last darshan. So at that time he answered all the questions of Yudhishthir, and at the end he told, the one whom you are thinking is your relative, is your friend, is your brother, is none other than the Supreme Lord Krishna Narayan. So please always be with him. So like that Bhishma informs to Yudhishthir. So that's why he always performed anything for the pleasure of Krishna. So this is what is yajnarthat karmana, performing activities for the pleasing Lord. But we may think all the time we cannot perform the actions for pleasure of God. Sometimes we may have to work for getting some rewards in which there is a reward or in which there is a return involved. So in that case, Krishna mentions that so the actions where there is a reward involved, so you have to offer that reward or the fruit of the action to Lord. By that you will become detached from it. So Krishna mentions Tektva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah karmanyabhiprabhuttopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. So here Krishna is saying Tektva karma phala sangam. So you don't be attached to the results of the actions. Whatever you are performing actions, don't be attached to the results and give it to the God, offer it to God. Like if you are getting a good credits, that was God's mercy. And even if you are getting a bad credits, okay, that is the will of God. So Tekta karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashraya. Be ever satisfied with whatever you are getting. Nirashraya, be don't sheltered with any of these material temporary things. So if you are in this consciousness and working and performing your duties, then karmanya abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Though you are acting, though you are performing activities, duties, naiva kinchit karoti saha. He is not doing any of the bodily actions. He is always in the spiritual consciousness. So example is given of the one who is working in a bank. So the bank employee, every day he may count crores or lakhs of rupees. He may do the transaction. So many people will come and give him to deposit in the bank, and so many people will withdraw money from their accounts, and he will give the money to the customers, and he is doing transactions all through the day. But not even a single rupee he will possess for himself, because that is not his He's just taking and giving on behalf of the bank. He's not attached to it. Similarly, if the soul, the living entity, is performing actions in this consciousness that all the activities I'm doing just like a duty in this world for the sake of maintaining the body, then he will not reap any reactions. Hare Krishna.